Hi, I'm Carol. I'm 52 and have been married to Mark for almost 25 years. Our life had settled into something familiar, comfortable, a rhythm of shared routines and quiet companionship. It wasn't perfect, but it felt safe. Or at least, that's what I believed. It was a late spring afternoon when everything subtly shifted. Mark had left that morning on a short-notice business trip. The house felt unusually still without him. I found myself savoring the quiet, something rare in a home that had always buzzed with activity. Then came a knock. At the door stood David, Mark's younger brother. He smiled easily, a bit windswept from the road, his signature charm intact. We'd seen each other over the years at holidays and family events, but always in passing. Today, he was different, present, unhurried. "Hey, Carol," he said, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. I was passing through and thought I'd drop in. We sat in the living room, soft light filtering through the curtains. Conversation came surprisingly easy. We talked about Mark's trip, shared old family stories, even laughed in the way you do when something unspoken sits just beneath the surface. As the afternoon wore on, the energy between us shifted. There wasn't anything overt, just a quiet, mutual awareness. The kind that builds not in a single moment, but in glances, pauses, and the space between words. I didn't just feel seen. I felt understood. We moved a little closer on the couch. The scent of lavender from the nearby candle mingled with his cologne, the air charged with something neither of us said aloud. When his hand brushed against mine, it was gentle, curious, not forceful. And it sent a shiver through me. It wasn't about temptation. It was about presence. Something I hadn't felt in years. I'd spent so long in the patterns of daily life, caring for others, maintaining the roles I thought I was supposed to play, that I hadn't noticed how distant I'd grown from myself. David's presence awakened something in me I hadn't realized was dormant. As the sun dipped lower, casting the room in gold, he looked at me with an expression I'll never forget. It wasn't lust. It was recognition. For the first time in a long while, I felt fully alive. Nothing physical happened that day, but everything changed. When Mark returned the next evening, I smiled and greeted him like I always did. He kissed my cheek, thanked me for dinner, and asked about my day. I answered, but part of me was somewhere else. Later that week, a message from David arrived. "Can we talk?" We met at a quiet cafe, neutral ground. He was cautious, respectful. What we felt was real, he said. But it complicates everything. I nodded. I don't know what it means yet, but I know it matters. Over the next few weeks, we met again, never secretively, but always carefully. We talked about our lives, our regrets, and the hidden parts of ourselves we'd buried beneath decades of expectation. One rainy afternoon, while walking through a nearly empty park, David stopped and looked at me. "Carol," he said quietly, "you've opened something in me I didn't know existed." Tears stung my eyes. "You've done the same for me. And that terrifies me." Back home, the weight of it grew heavier. I watched Mark more closely, his quiet kindness, the way he fixed my tea without asking, the lines etched deeper into his face. I loved him. But I began to see that love isn't always simple. It can evolve, fracture, stretch into unfamiliar shapes. One evening, sitting with him on the porch swing, he turned to me and asked, "Is everything okay? You seem somewhere else." I hesitated. My heart pulled in two directions. "I'm trying to figure some things out," I said. "Sometimes life surprises you in ways you don't expect." He nodded slowly, his hand closing around mine. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together." David and I never rushed anything. We didn't leap, we stepped carefully, aware of the consequences. Our connection was quiet, complex, a kind of rebellion against the expected. And through it, I began to rediscover myself. I don't know where it will lead. But in the months that followed, I learned something vital. Love doesn't always arrive neatly packaged. It isn't always either slash or. Sometimes it's both and. Both grief and hope. Both comfort and desire. Both loyalty and longing. I've come to accept that life is layered. Messy. Human. This chapter of my story isn't wrapped in a bow. There's no final answer, no easy resolution. But it's mine and it's honest. To anyone out there feeling stuck, lost, or like a stranger in your own life, please remember, it's never too late to listen to your heart, to rediscover who you are, to speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. Thank you for being here and for sharing in this moment with me. And if this resonated with you, please share your thoughts, your stories, because none of us walks alone. Until next time, take gentle care of yourselves and of the people you love.